So when the correction is made to the previous pay period, so those 4 hours will reflect in our current pay period. So example, if that employee would have worked some, let's say, in the current pay period, if employee works, let's say some 30 hours. So while processing the payroll for current pay period, so employee will be paid 34 hours, means 30 hours of current pay period plus those 4 correction hours, means historical hours. So that will be processed, means or paid when the payroll is processed for current pay period. So for whichever week that employee is working, so that week will be processed, right? Maybe next week, next Monday or next in the next week, they'll process for this week's data, right? So that time he'll receive pay for 34 hours instead of 30 hours. So those 4 hours are for.
Can that be split like 30 hours for the current period and 4 hours for the previous month against the pay code or whatever it is?
Yeah, it will show us in the time cards. So like what are all the historical hours? Yeah, but it will be effective in the current pay period for whichever pay period that they are going to be paid.
I mean, can I show us? That's fine. I think time card is fine, but when it comes to payment to an employee, we actually have to segregate that this 4 hours is for your previous period and this is for
exactly. There will be date, like for which date those hours are for. Yeah, those dates will be there, and how many hours for each day, because it will be there. Not because we cannot suppose if you are making changes for 2 days in the past, let's say on Monday 2 hours and Friday 2 hours. So in that case, it will show us in the current pay period for which day, how many hours, and for and under which pay code. So everything it will show us. Yeah, I'll show you that also.
Okay.
So basically, payroll managers will take care of those type of corrections to the previous pay periods as well. Yeah, any queries so far? Yeah, coming next one is regarding architecture that we have for Kronos application. It's the normal basic client server architecture only. We'll have a database server, and customers or users will be using from the client end. Yeah, in between we'll have web and application servers to process those requests, and which will fetch us the data from the database and show us in the front end. Same thing when we are saving something. Let's say if we are adding punches to the time card and saving it, web and app servers will process that and save that data to the database. Okay. And this client can be, as we discussed, can be mobile apps, or it can be the Kronos devices or clocks, or it can be any web application or web portals URLs. And depending on the
software somewhere in the market, because Hyderabad is famous for that.
Which one?
I mean, the independent software that can be loaded into our personal laptop.
Yeah, it can be loaded, but it comes with licenses. Means we can install into our application, means into our systems. Yeah, but in order to load employees or in order to import employees, we should have licenses for each of them. So then only we'll be able to import or use them. Yeah, but it is available. Yeah, because I did completely on my own. I installed in my VM.
How much does it cost if it's for a personal independent license?
Yeah, for that I'm not sure, because there will be some pricing models for each licenses, and I think they'll sell licenses only for customers. They'll not sell individually for others.
Okay, fine. Yeah,
this is the normal architecture, and depending on the customer load or for effective handling the loads, we can have multiple application servers, multiple web servers in between to handle the load. Basically, suppose if we have more number of devices, let's say some 200 or 300 devices for any customer, so in that case we can have a dedicated web and application server to process the WDM, that is device load. And similarly, depending on the employee strength, also employee count, let's say if we have 10,000 employees, so then we can have 2 or 3 application servers to handle all the load, because it has to process all the data, devices load, and interfaces, and many people will be running reports. So for handling all that and to balance the load, we can have multiple application servers installed. Okay, let's go to time card. Let me share the application. Let's discuss about the important of time cards. So we'll discuss about all these genies and all in the next session. For now, we can access time cards. If you want to access time cards directly, we can double click on any of the employee record. Right, so I'm double clicking on this. So this will directly take me to the time card of that employee. Or we can select multiple employees by using Shift or Control keys, and then use Go to Time Cards. So it will take us to time cards, and we'll be able to view our time cards for all these employees. So we can toggle, we can toggle between them. So we can toggle between each employee by using this next arrows or directly selecting employees from here. For this, so we can select the time period, for which time period we want to see the time card. So using this drop down, basically current pay period means, so depending on the pay period. So for this employee, pay period is weekly. So that's why when we select current pay period, it will show us data for current week. Okay. And when we select the previous pay period, it will show data for previous week. If any for other employees, if their pay period is bi-weekly, so in that case, we'll obviously see data for 2 weeks. When we select the current pay period, it will show data for 2 weeks. And we say select the previous pay period, and it will show data for the last 2 weeks. Similarly, month means it will show data for current month if we select current pay period, and the previous pay period means it will show data for the last month. And we can also, these are all predefined or easy options. Suppose if I want to see data from week to date, then we can quickly select starting of the week until today, for last 30 days or yesterday today. So these are by default, there are options where we can select current pay period, previous pay period, and next pay period we have discussed, right? Similarly, we'll also have previous schedule period, current schedule period, and next schedule period. So these are used for scheduling purposes. We'll discuss about that later, but mostly they'll be same pay period one only. There will be very rarely where they'll assign pay period as weekly and schedule period as bi-weekly. So in those cases, when I select current schedule period, it will show me 2 weeks data instead of 1 week. I'll show you where we can define how the pay period is defined. So whether it is weekly or bi-weekly and all. I'll show you and I'll explain in detail. So for now, whichever one option that we select, the time card will be shown for that period. And we can also select or select for range of dates. Suppose if I want to see data for last month, or for starting from Jan 1st, or I want to see for last 6 months. So we can use this range of dates by selecting the start date and end date. So when we select, let's say if I select starting from Jan 1st until 31st, then for whichever range of dates that we have selected, data will be, time card data will be shown for that period. The time card layout, most of the fields are self-explanatory, but I'll quickly go through. So for which date the time card data is, and here we'll be able to see the shifts or schedule information. So in which shift that employee is scheduled for this day. So for first 3 days, employee is scheduled for 8 AM to 5 PM, whereas for the next Thursday and Friday, he's scheduled in 7 AM to 3 PM shift.
Can they be edited there, or is there? I mean, is it defined in the background? I mean, from a Kronos point of view.
So can you repeat that? Can you ask that again, please?
Are the schedules editable now, or is it fixed at the background?
We can make changes to shifts, but not in the time card. If you want to make changes to schedules,
that's fine.
Then we
I mean to say, just like for example, maybe a manager can go and just change it on the spot or something like that. Or he has to just go to schedules and change it.
He has to go to schedules and make all the changes, whatever changes.
Not here.
We can in time card we'll just view what schedule that or what shift that employees are assigned to for those days.
Because many clients actually feel the pain of having it defined at the background. So they actually say that we want something instant where we can just for tomorrow or maybe for a week, we can do it and then give it. Something like that. Okay, fine.
We'll discuss entire scheduling tasks and functionalities.
Okay, fine.
This
part we can just go a little quicker in terms of the timesheet or maybe schedule. These are something like
definitely.
Maybe mostly on the payrolls. We can spend much time there. Okay, fine.
So these in and out punches, all the self-explanatory. And when I'll just add for 1 or 2 days.